Jeggings, skinny ties, colored jeans, and dark-framed glasses. These trends are out on the street, but when should Wall Street start paying attention? Join us now is retail trend consultant Charcy Evers. Charcy, tell us, when does a hot trend start to be a company that you really need to look at because it's going to affect a bottom line?
Well, I think the key is attracting and understanding trends early on and jumping on that trend early on in a retailer, and also really understanding if it's appropriate for that particular retailer and if it will translate at the retail level and be successful.
Can you give us an example? I mean, when I walk into a store, when I look at InStyle's must-have list, how do I transfer from this is a must-have right now to this is a company I must own their stock in?
Well, I think if you see it at multiple channels and at multiple levels, the key to really these mega trends that companies need to jump on and act quickly on are you'll see it at many different price points. You'll also see it in cross-generational segments as well. You know, the colored denim trend is a great example of this, and I think it's on the minds of investors and retailers alike as we're trying to anniversary those big numbers from last spring, and how are we going to do that going forward? Well, it answered the question on many levels. You know, it fit everyone from a toddler to a tween to the mother also. It was available at every price point.
And Erik in hot pink jeans, hot.
Hey, it's going into menswear as well, there's no doubt. And, you know, it really was an answer to something that was stagnant in the market. If you go back to 2010, the runway shows of spring 2011, color was a big trend on the runway. And I think retailers really need to pay close attention to what's happening on the runway and how that translates eventually at retail.
Which trends have traction right now? Which are actually going to make the biggest difference to holiday sales? Which companies are behind them? Which ones made the smart decisions months ago?
You know, I think that J. Crew did a great job with obviously the whole color denim, the whole color denim trend, and also giving customers really the ability to mix and match and define their own look, which I think is a key trend going forward. Now that we've embraced color and now that the client or the customer is comfortable with introducing color into their wardrobe, that mixing and matching and really individualizing something to make it your own type of trend or look is really important, and J. Crew does a great job of that. Urban looks fantastic this season also as well.
Urban Outfitters,
excuse me. Continuing on with the colored denim trend and also the evolution of that trend, which will be moving into more floral prints and patterns, and even photorealistic denim, which will be the new hot item going forward in the spring season.
People widely look at Mickey Drexler, CEO of J. Crew, as a fashion icon, a trend forecaster, a thought leader. If you believe the J. Crew story, is that a reason why you should be buying Gap, Old Navy, those who follow a J. Crew model, maybe a season later, maybe a little bit cheaper?
You know, I think it's really, again, going back to interpreting it for your customer. I think following that exact model, it worked for J. Crew and they were arbiters in that space, but I don't necessarily think that that's going to work for someone the next season because it's kind of like been there, done that. It's, again, taking those ideas. What they did was they took some very informed risks. They also introduced a higher price point, collaborations with other high-end designers, so they created this aspirational customer that now maybe wasn't shopping at J. Crew before. So they're reaching both ends of the segment. And I don't know if, you know, interpreting that and taking that into your own business is what's really key, and interpreting it for yourself.
Charcy, how do you know now what's going to be hot this spring, this summer, this fall? And is it because of the ads that we see, or is it because of what we see celebrities wearing? I'm thinking back to Wednesday night, Kanye. I mean, I'm sorry I didn't wear my leggings. And
yeah, the leather kilt.
It's a skirt. It's not a kilt. It's a skirt for sure. But how do you know? Is the skirt going to take off because Kanye wears it on Wednesday?
Well, you know, a big trend this season and going forward is the feminization of menswear, actually. It's funny that you should mention that.
Wow.
Meggings. No, but really, it's more about a slimmer silhouette in general. I think that, you know, there's so many different ways that trends evolve. Yes, certainly celebrities come into play because it can take one item that, you know, like Duchess of Cambridge wore the nude pump a couple seasons ago, and that wasn't necessarily a must-have on someone's list, but all of a sudden it was in the market everywhere from Prada to Payless.
Well, when I look at some of these companies, I start to think, where's the actual buying opportunity when they do these collaborations with different designers, different stores? Like when I walk in J. Crew and they're selling New Balance sneakers, is that hurting J. Crew or is it helping? Because New Balance wins.
Well, no, I think it's helping because it gives a reason to buy for that customer. Maybe New Balance customer knows that they're doing it in exclusive colors, they're doing it in exclusive styles. So it gives a reason for that New Balance customer maybe to come into J. Crew. But I think it's helping the retailer. I think it's helping people on both ends, and it gives a reason for a customer to come into a store.